while, but we're back in the cabinet shop. We're working on our shop cabinets, and what we're going to do today is we're going to make some doors. Type doors we're going to make is going to be a rail and style door, panel door. You see it a lot on cabinets. It's pretty simple to make, and what we're going to use to make it with is we're going to use the shapers. So I have a couple shapers here. I have a Porter shaper. From what I can tell, it's a number 5 shaper. It's a lightweight shaper. It's got a 3-horse motor. It's got I've got a 3/4, ½ inch, and 1 inch spindle with it. So although it's a lightweight shaper, it weighs about 400 pounds, and it can pull a pretty good sized head. Porter shapers, they were made, I'm assuming this one was made in the 30s or 40s. Could be newer, could be older. Porter was in business from 1909 till like 1980s. So there's a lot of the shapers around. The most popular one is a 105, which is a little heavier than this one. Wish I had one, but I don't. But the spindles are pretty much the same, from what I can tell. On my left here, I have a Powermatic shaper. This is the millions of these things around. Powermatic started making these things back, I guess, in the 60s. This one here is probably from the early 70s. It's a model 26. And it also has a 3-horse motor and a ½ inch and 3/4 inch spindle. Now this one, the spindle's been updated on. The older shapers had larger drive pulleys and stuff. This one's got the more modern spindle, so it's a brand new spindle. It's the same spindle that they make in today, or they made the last 26. Put in the last 26. So, okay guys, what we're going to do is we're going to build panel doors, and they're going to be simple panel doors. There's going to be 2 styles, 2 rails, and a panel. Here's the parts. The styles, they're the verticals. They got a dado cut in them. They have a little profile cut on the outside of them. The rails, they have the same dado and the same profile, but on the ends, they have a tenon cut in them and a reverse profile cut into them. So they interlock with the styles. They go together and interlock, just like that. So, and then you have the panel, and basically the panel slides into the 2 ports, to the rails and the styles, and then you have your door. Okay, so what we're set up on here is, what we're setting up here to do is to, we're going to run the styles on the Porter. So we'll run all the 2-inch material through it, but then we'll change the setup a little bit and run the 3-inch material through it. And then we'll come around and we'll run all the rails, the tenons on the rails, we'll run those in the Powermatic. So basically I have the same cutter in here. The way these cutters work, you can flip the cutters around and cut both. So what I have 2 of the cutters, so I'm having them set up in 2 machines. I've spent some time to dial it all in, so we're ready to cut. Now this machine runs 10,000 RPMs. I have no way of slowing it. That's just 1 speed. So it's kind of noisy. This machine is running at about 7,500 RPMs. It's a lot more quieter. So hang on, I'll get some material up here, and I'll move the cameras around a little bit where we can see what's going on, and we'll get these things cut. Alright guys, here we are. We're at the Porter. What we're going to do on the Porter is we're going to cut this. We're going to cut the dado and the profile on the rails and the styles. The way we have the machine set up, we have 2 fingerboards set up on the fence. We have the fence set up to run right at the bearing on the cutter. You can't really see the cutter, so I'm not going to bring you in. And what the fingerboards do, the fingerboards, they'll maintain pressure. This fingerboard here will press up against excuse me, press up against the fence, keep the work tight up against the fence and the bearing of the cutter. This fingerboard will keep the work pressed to the table. On this cut, we're actually cutting from the bottom, so it's going to try to lift the work up. So this is why we need the fingerboards in here. Plus, it's a little safer. You don't get your hand so close to it while it's running. Again, this machine is noisy. It's spinning super high RPMs for this cutter. So bear with it. Plus, we don't have the dust collector running, so that's going to be even noisier. So here we go. We'll get it started up. Let me fire up the dust collector. Okay, there you have it. We've got all the styles cut. Now we'll set up and cut the rails. Okay, now the rails there are a little wider. They're 3-inch boards instead of the 2-inch boards. So what we have to do is we're going to have to move the fingerboards a little bit, and I'll show you how to set that up. What I normally do is I'll take two pieces, and it's just held here with a C-clamp, so it's not nothing major anyway. And I'll run one piece in, and you have to lift the fingers a little bit. Let's come back here. There we go. Run it in this way. Okay. So we'll just push the fingerboard up tight. Got that done. So pull this one out, pull this one out. So now we're ready to run the styles through. I mean the rails through. So the rails, like I said, a little wider. Same thing though. So we'll start it back up. Let's start back up the collector. gonna cut the tenons in the rails. Only the rails get tenons, and we're gonna do that here. What we did, we set us up a sacrificial piece and we pushed it through the cutter. And what that will do is it will allow us to cut the end grain without chipping the end of the board. That works on one side. The opposite side, I got a board here somewhere. I've taken a board and I've cut the tenon in long ways. And what that will allow us to do, it allows us to put these two together and support the grain when we run it on the other side. So, we start up the dust collector, and I'll come back and we'll start up the Powermatic, and we'll get these done. Hey guys, got the rails and stiles cut. Doors can go together now. And get a panel. So we'll go over to the assembly table and we'll start putting one of them together. Okay guys, we're here at the assembly table and we're going to put a couple of them together. Things we need. We need the parts. We got 2 rails, 2 stiles, a panel. Okay, 2 clamps, a mallet, a square, a tape measure, a glue cup, and some glue, and an acid brush. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fit the joints, make sure that all the joints look good. Okay. Folded the edge down. Okay. Check this joint. That's good. That's good. That's good. Looks good. Alright, so no matter how I assemble it, it's going to look alright. Panel's fine, clamps are ready. So, first thing I like to do is I'll take a stile, take the first rail, just glue it up. Okay. Same thing with this one. Kind of work your way from the top to the bottom. From the bottom to the top. How about that? Alright. So now, ready for the panel. Got everything lined up. There we go. Alright. So now we'll put some glue on this top mortise, or this top tenon. Okay, so now take the tape. Yeah, 1/4. I can say right now, it's probably gonna be a square. Yeah. So. Two. 8. I think that's got it. All right, got it all nice and square. Okay, so we have a panel assembled. Okay, we're back over here at the shaper. And what we've done here, we're going to have to put a profile on the outer edge of the door. So what I've done is I removed the slot cutter off the tool, and I've set up the profile cutter and the bearing to profile the outer edge. So let me get the dust collector started, and we'll do that real quick. This is just like a router table, but it's doing it with a bigger cutter. It's a little smooth. So here's the door that's glued up, and we're going to cut that profile. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the outside. Same company as that made the Shaper. I have two of these. They're 5 horsepower, 20,000 RPM machines. This machine here runs 2 speeds. I think it's 10,000 and 20,000. Basically, it's a big router. It's designed to run. You can use templates and route out patterns, pins, follow pins, so on. What we're going to do today, though, is we're going to come in here and we got an 1/8 inch radius cutter in here. We're going to come in here and cut an 1/8 inch radius all the way around the inside of the door just to kind of finish it off. So, hold on, here we go. Alright, there you have it. All the edges are broke. We just need to sand it out now and put hinges on it and go from there. Alright guys, I guess this will wrap it up. Cabinet doors are on the cabinet. Hope you liked it. I was going to start out, I was just going to build plywood doors, and I got to thinking, I said, well, yeah, why not make some panel doors just to do it a little lighter, a little nicer looking. Still cheap cabinets. I think out of the 6 cabinets I've got $300 in them, maybe. So a few hours. Machinery. Hey, the Porter Shaper, Powermatic Shaper. Hey, they did a good job. Really enjoyed using them. Glad I found a project to show them off on a little bit. They sit in the corner. They're probably some of the least used machines in the shop, but pulled them out for this project, and they held up their end of the deal. So the Porter router, I'm not sure. I shot some video. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put it in or not, but that's a scary monster. There's another one sitting right over there. That one's even scarier. Anyway, to my many new subscribers, thank you. To my old subscribers, thank you. For the ones that leave comments, thank you. And the ones that hit the like button, thank you. So, from the Backyard Machine Shop, till next time, so long.